I'm Laurie Price. I'm a former senior airline executive with British Airways and British Caledonian. I then, after 20 years, moved into consultancy. During that time, I served as aviation advisor to the Transport Select Committee for about 8 years. I also served until May last year as advisor to the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Aviation. In the interim, I've been sitting on the Council of the Air League, advising on various policy and other issues, also providing strategic advice to the Royal Aeronautical Society. In my spare time, I fly light aircraft and have been doing so for about 50 years. Plymouth is fundamentally important. Unless economies can be driven by access, they're not going to flourish. There won't be the employment, there won't be the economic activity, there won't be the catalyst or social cohesion. This is found widely around the UK and indeed around the world, and indeed within the EU there's a social cohesion fund to say that we need the periphery to come up to the level of the centre. In the case of Plymouth, it is one of the largest cities in the UK without air access, and as we found when the Dawlish rail link was broken, how on earth could you get to Plymouth and do a day trip? You were relying on road or backhauling over Newquay or somehow getting over Exeter. This was never going to work. Plymouth deserves that air link back. If it's going to thrive, if all the new things under the new economy and the new opportunities and, dare I say, threats that are facing the economy, Plymouth, if it's going to achieve its full potential, has got to get improved links. That means getting the air links back. Plymouth Airport has served the community of Plymouth for 85 years. Why suddenly, merely because of some economic hiccup, should it stop? That demand is still there. If we look at the demand out of similar sized cities, there is sufficient traffic out of Plymouth to sustain a viable airline operation out of here to a number of cities, both in the UK but also near European points. That is why it is vital that that link is reinstated to supplement rail, to supplement road, but provide an alternative, because you never know, there could be another storm, and if that happens, do you want Plymouth cut off? No. Plymouth Airport has got to reopen. I happen to be quite privileged. I live in the southeast of England. We've got a network of services, both road, rail and air, which are unsurpassed. Unfortunately, those opportunities do not permeate out to the regions of the UK. So if I were in Plymouth and I could see some people, some entrepreneurs, some people who've got a social conscience and are outward looking, saying, you know, we need to get that connectivity back, I would be saying, yeah, I support the idea of reopening Plymouth to provide that connectivity, to provide the opportunity, to provide the inward investment catalyst that will be created if you can get people in here to help our children, their children, and the social cohesion and economic opportunities that will come out.